morning and hello to all of you. So as you heard, we are working for WowTech Group and we also have a presentation prepared, maybe, but I can already start. So before we talk a little bit about innovation in the sex tech industry and especially what is missing to achieve more, we would like to do a short introduction. So my name is Johanna. I'm the head of communication for Womanizer for around about 2 years now. And before I worked for Amorelie for 4 years and also was responsible for PR and social media. So I'm quite a while in the industry and I won't leave it again, probably.
I'm Nicolàs. I'm heading the innovation department of WowTech, and before that, I didn't work in sex tech, so this is new to me.
So, founded in 2018 with a merger of two industry-leading brands, WeVibe and Womanizer, WowTech is now a world leader. We are selling products in over 60 countries worldwide, and we have offices in Ottawa, Berlin, and Hong Kong. So far, so good. What makes us special? So we create real innovation, and we already proved that twice. So with the launch of the WeVibe Sync Couples Vibrator 10 years ago, and the launch of the first Womanizer with the Pleasure Air technology 5 years ago, we revolutionized the whole sex toy industry. And we did not only create new products, we created whole new product categories. And how do we make sure that we stay that innovative? We have a huge team of engineers, product managers, and innovation managers that put a lot of effort into research and development. Oh, that's a little bit too far, but did I do that?
The conference today, we decided to be the main sponsor of Sex Tech because we believe that this event shows exactly what the industry needs right now. It needs more innovative people coming together, exchanging thoughts, and really focusing on how to develop truly innovative products rather than just bringing out a new color and calling it a new product.
So as I said before, we also want to focus on the obstacles or the issues that we face when it comes to making this industry even more innovative. So I have 3 major points from a communication perspective. Maybe. Or maybe not. Okay, doesn't matter. So first point, nobody wants to work in the industry. So when I worked for Amorelie, when I worked for...
He does, he wants to work in the industry.
When I worked for Amorelie, a new colleague from Munich started. So maybe it was also about Munich, but no. He started and he worked before for a consultancy. And when he started at Amorelie, his parents or his mother especially didn't talk with him for 6 weeks because he gave up his serious, safe job to work in that kind of shady industry. And that's how many people still perceive the industry. And we really need to change that by talking about it and explaining people what it's all about. So we are back on track. That was it. Nobody wants to work in the industry. By the way, that's our beautiful office, just in case somebody searches for a new job. Nobody wants to talk about it. So next thing. So who already of you works in the industry? Who told their grandparents that you work there? We see, you see. So same thing. I started to pitch Amorelie to the media 6 years ago, and we named it an online shop, an online lifestyle shop for adults, for products that enhance your love life. So quite complicated, but we really tried to do it more fashionable. And 6 years ago, when I called the press, they were quite shocked and they were thinking I'm totally crazy. What the hell is she talking about? How can this be good looking and nice? But after 6 years, it changed a lot, especially in German-speaking countries, but there still is a long way to go because there are many countries that the topic isn't even discussed, not in media or anywhere else, and it's our mission to change something. So, and last but not least, from my perspective, nobody gets a proper education. So one of our colleagues from the innovation team, she's an innovation manager, she worked before as a sex educationist, and she went to schools and talked to children aged 10 to 14, And they ask her question like, is sex bad? Does an orgasm hurt? So, I mean, these children probably already had sex in that age. This is quite possible, and they still don't get a proper education. So I think nowadays we should really think about, I mean, to be honest, I think the first 10 or 20 years of your life you have sex for fun. I mean, it's not about getting children. And I think the education should focus more on pleasure and female pleasure and really explaining the bodies and what's going on and what's an orgasm, because we leave kids alone with watching porns when they're 11, and that's how they think sexuality is. Yeah, so that's from my side.
Thank you. As I told you, this is quite new for me when I started 2 years ago. And the first thing that we decided in the innovation department was that we need to work with experts outside of our companies. We felt like our views were limited and also our knowledge was limited. Our innovation really starts with looking at the human body, at the anatomy, on a cell level, what kind of cell is in that part of the body, how can it be stimulated, and obviously we wouldn't know. We hired a sexologist who works now in the research team, but also some of the things she wouldn't know, and we reached out to experts because we said if we don't know, gynecologist will know, or experts at universities. There are professors who lead these sex education courses, and we flew them in to our offices and we did day-long workshops, and what we found out is they also don't know. This research has not been done, and I think that's something that really goes into the generation. All of these people that we flew in, all the people who are now professors at universities, they are 50, 60, 70 years plus old, and it was a taboo in their generation. And I think it's up on us in this room to change that. We are a different generation, and we can push towards getting the research done that is needed in order to really understand sex life and better sexual products. Once we found out what we need to build it. And our company is more than half of the people work in product development. So that's not marketing and selling it, that's really design, product development, deciding on materials, sourcing, and engineering. And once you found out about the anatomy and what you need in order to build a great, really revolutionary product, you need to build it in the very best way. And this is where the engineers come in. And we are still losing AAA engineers, the best-in-class engineers, to big companies like Sony, Samsung, Apple, etc. But the products that we're producing, I think everybody in this room, are as advanced as an iPhone today. And this is really something that we need to focus on, and of course we, as a feminist company, want more female engineers. More than 50% of our employees are female, but that does not reflect the engineering department. I think a lot of people here in the audience will have the same problems, so we need to push and make that vocal. And one last point, and that's less of an obstacle, but more of something that we just want to share with you as an insight from building products for 10 years now. Innovation is customer-centric. Don't start with what you have in tech and whether that vibrator could turn the other way around or could look a little bit different. Really start with the users. We have close to 1,000 testers that we send prototypes to. We interview them, they come into our office, it's really personal interviews. We spend hours with them in meeting rooms. We do co-creation where people from the outside, never worked at WowTech, start working on products with us. We use the method of design thinking to go through the 6 steps, really starting with understanding the problem, interviewing the users, observing how they're interacting with the product, and then building it better than before. I think that's something that the industry is still missing, and we're still looking a little bit too much on the tech side. So once more, I'm happy, and we are happy as WowTech and as the main sponsor of today, that everybody came today, that you're all here with your innovative thoughts. We're in the booth over there in the back of the room. Come talk to us if you want to work with us, if you want to cooperate, build products together. We're looking for new team members, and have a great day.